Sessions. I'm super excited to have the wonderful Dorian Holley with us today.
Hey, Keri.
Thank you so much for coming down and being a part of what we are doing in this project and featuring amazing singers that are predominantly behind the scenes. This is really exciting.
It was really a pleasure to be here.
Well,
A long drive accepted.
a long drive. Yes, everybody is committed to making this
Right.
project a success.
Right.
Well, obviously, a lot of people are going to see this and say, oh, we know Dorian Holley. We've seen him, on The Tonight Show and with Michael Jackson and so on and so on and so on. So I would just love to know, in the beginning, you come from a musical family. How did it come to be? Like, where are you from? How did it end up that you're now here doing what you do?
I'm from L.A., born and
Okay.
raised. My parents met here. Both of my parents are from the South. They met at a church in Santa Monica and married, and so all the kids were born here. Great music in church. We went to a big church that had a big bourgeois black church that had a beautiful 100-voice choir, and they sang anthems and hymns and gospel music, and that's where my love of music began, in that place. I would sing. My sister tells me I would harmonize with, whether it was the Lord's Prayer or the Hallelujah Chorus, with songs from like 2 or 3 years old. So that's where my love for music began.
Wow, that's incredible. And so as time went on, obviously, you started, what was the first thing? Was it touring? Was that the first thing? Or was it singing on albums? How did that all kind of...
Well, the first thing was my brother and my sister and I, when I graduated high school, we started a gospel band. And we were very serious and very committed, and we were together for 12 years, singing all over LA, up and down from coast to coast in California. And I was always writing songs for my band, and writing secular songs, trying to get songs covered. And I really didn't know that you could earn a living as a singer. Somehow it never occurred to me that the people I was looking at on the records were singing and getting paid to do that. And so meeting people along the way, and a buddy gave a tape of mine, in fact, to Philip Ingram, who was one of the James Ingram's brother. Mm-hmm. He was in a group called Switch. And years after that, like 4 or 5 years after he'd gotten that tape, he was asked for a certain type of singer, and he remembered me. And so he tracked me down through 3 moves, finally found where I was living, since he'd gotten that cassette tape with my mom's home phone number on it. And he said, hey, I've got an audition for you. So I went to the audition, didn't get the song, but I met a friend of Philip's, Daryl Finnessy. And Daryl and I, I'm sure you know Daryl, mm-hmm. became best friends. And he and Philip started getting me, they stopped doing demos at the time when I met them. And so they started giving me demo work, and then slowly calling me for studio work. And about 7 months after I met Daryl, he put together a group, myself included. We auditioned for MJ, and that's when my professional career started.
Wow. Well, so then that leads me into, I would just love to know, for the amount of years, how many years did you work with Michael Jackson?
About 24, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the time he started his solo touring until his very sad end.
And is there maybe a standout memory of something maybe funny or not that would have happened along the way on one of those tours that you just loved, that you still have as a memory?
Yeah. I was telling somebody about this the other day. When something that most people would probably think is uncharacteristic of Michael, when we were rehearsing for the This Is It tour, rehearsals were going really well, but we were kind of falling behind on stuff that we needed to do. And Michael needed to record some stuff for us to learn for the tour. And we were less than 2 weeks from leaving. And I don't know how this happened, but I was given the task to go see if we could get things moving. So he had called me in for a meeting, and he was telling me about some things we were going to do on the tour, giving me some assignments. And when the meeting came to a close, I said, Michael, I just want to say something to you. We've fallen really behind on this schedule, and I'm a little worried about it. I don't know how we're going to have time to do what we need to do, the stuff that he needed to do. And there was a bit of a pause, and he looked me dead in my eye, and he said, you don't need to be worried. Which meant, you need to stay in your place. Uh-huh. And I got it, and I gulped, and I said, okay, I'm not worried anymore, and I went out of there. And he was, you think of Michael as a very loving, sweet, perhaps vulnerable person.
Yeah.
But he was just like, you're barking up the wrong tree right here. Get in your place, and I did.
So you're like, even after all that time, you're like, okay, and away we go.
It was a different side of MJ.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much for being here. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. I would love to just sit in your living room and hear stories all day long.
Right.
But
well, look, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. We had so much fun with you and Tony.
Well, thank you. You're such a talent and a gift to all of us music lovers. And so we're just thrilled that we'll be able to feature you here on the Black and White Sessions.
Thanks.
All right. See ya.